Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. Welcome to the AGG live studio. Anyone who's not caught up with my live show, it's a live show I'm doing at the moment. So I'm in the studio after just being out hitting TaylorMade M1 driver and TaylorMade R15 driver. So I've been trying the two TaylorMade drivers, so last year's, this year's kind of ideas. Let's show you how I got on. I got some real ball data coming at you from GC2 HMT, plus my Titleist Pro V1X gaming ball to give you some real numbers on how M1 deals with R15 and how R15 gets on with M1. If you like this video, if you like the comparison, hit the thumbs up button down below. As always, YouTube likes it, and subscribe to my channel if you don't already. YouTube likes that as well. Let's get stuck in. So R15 TaylorMade against the TaylorMade M1 driver. So you get two weights in each club, but they go in different directions in the M1 than they do in the R15. R15 literally just go from toe to heel, where M1 you get toe to heel weight, but you also get one going from kind of middle front to back. So in theory of M1, you can control a bit of the placement of the center of gravity, so putting it back or forwards. That's going to affect your spin number as a general rule. And then you've got the left and right track here, so the toe and heel track to try and help you dial in any kind of deliveries with left and right ball fly, maybe moving it to kind of correspond with stripe patterns on the face as well. R15, you could only go left and right. They were committed to low forward CG in this club. So it's a low spinning club. So with this club, you had to loft up. Both clubs have the loft sleeve on them to allow you to move the loft around. So if you are using the adjustability, you can dial in the right loft to get the correct launch subject to the spin that you produce. M1 has this woven kind of composite top, which TaylorMade have brought in, where R15 didn't, and it does look fantastic. The white to the black does look really good. These are both the 460 heads, but when you put them down into gaming position, for me, M1 just looked a little bigger, a little friendlier. I don't know if it's the black, I don't know if it's the footprint, because 460cc can be in any shape. I don't know if this one is a bit more squished down at the back, which I think it is. It's a little bit more ground hugging at the back M1, so you can get that CG lower back if you want the different spin numbers. So out of the two, for me, M1 wins on looks all day long, and they both look good, to be honest, but I would game M1 over those two if we had to go purely on looks all day. It looks friendlier to me, it sits to the ground a little bit nicer. I like the way it presents down by the ball. Now, I hit both of these clubs with the same shaft in, actually, to try and give you as true a data as I can, which we're going to show to you in a second. For me, I think R15, golfers who are enjoying the low spinning clubs, which this one's going to do, might want to stick with this club. But if you want to be buying into TaylorMade and have the option of moving the spin around, M1 is going to do that. I've seen some pictures of their tour players with the CG back and forwards and moving it around. And when they've reacted on Twitter, I've seen on posts to where the CG placement moving for one individual player, they're saying, well, it's the conditions. And that's quite unique, isn't it, to be able to be moving it back and forward, subject to what launches and spins you want, subject to the wind and the conditions, those kind of things. So out of the two, for me, on feels and looks, it'll be M1 all day long over R15. I like the adjustability of it as well. The difference it makes is going to be marginal. So let's show you the actual numbers of what difference it makes. Because I've hit M1 weight forward, weight back, and then I've hit R15 as well. All in the same testing. Please do not compare numbers over different days, different years, different weeks. It can mean nothing. So many of you are getting confused with that. I've hit clubs on different days. I've hit clubs from the morning to the afternoon and produced different numbers within 6 yards, 5 yards, carry distances, because their numbers are so tight. So try not to get confused with that. These are tested in the same session to try and give you as true numbers as I can. Let's show you them. Okay, so let's show you some of the data I produced with both of these clubs. If we go M1 to start, on today I was carrying it 265, topping out at 269. Anyone who watched my original M1 driver, it averaged at 262. So it can show you over days, when you're talking such small numbers, how those numbers can deviate subject to strike and how I'm feeling and all the many other factors. So M1, averaging 265, spinning down at 19 average. That's a very, very good performing club. Now that was with the weight back. So that was with the weight in this back portion, which in theory is its most friendly place to have it. So for dispersion and ball speed loss, to just kind of improve MOI as it's called. Now if we compare that to R15, I was average spinning 19, so very much the same. Peaking height a little lower. Launching about the same, and it was carrying an average of 162. So we're talking 3 yards carry. Now look, out of those two drivers, I would pick M1. And again, I'm going to go on looks and feel and sound and the kind of shots I feel I can create with it. To say that M1 on those two tests has gone better would really not be fair. We're talking about such a small tolerance. They're really going the same. The biggest factor that's going to be moving those two numbers is me, not that club. And I'm a pretty consistent driver. My strikes are pretty central usually. They can home in a very consistent place on the face. So I'm pretty good at producing quite consistent numbers with a driver. And it just shows you how close in tolerances they are. But I'm not guessing which way. I would go M1 all day long on those two drivers for me on what it looks and feels. Now I also tried the M1 with the weight forward, so put it back into its lower spinning position, and in the spin was 18900. I mean it changed, no, 1890, sorry. It's changed by less than 100 revs per minute, nothing. I'm finding with M1 that it doesn't matter if I put it back or forwards, it's making a very, very small difference. 1 to 300 revs, I'm finding, nothing more than that. And then I'm carrying 265 again, so 3 yards average further than R15. What's interesting with R15 is if you take my two shortest ones out, it goes up to 264. Do you see what I mean? So if I take my strike out, if you try and get equivalent strikes across all, it gets within 1 yard of each other. Both clubs performing almost identical in my mind. But they wouldn't perform identical in my mind in a gaming environment because I'm going to enjoy looking at R1 a lot more. I feel like I can be creative with it on the course because I'm liking what I'm looking down at. And those things, guys, and I know lots of you don't like that. You want the data to prove that one is better than the other, but if that's not really going to happen in this day and age, it's going to come down to your feels and what kind of shots you think you can create with them. The only thing they can do is maybe dialing a bit less spin if you're after less spin, more spin, those kind of things. And certainly change the loft to change the old launch angle. M1 for me over R15, M1 all day long. I'm running away from low spin forward CGs. I'm going much more towards getting that CG back and getting as stable as I can with a driver. And I like my drives to stay around 1.9 to 2.3 spin is where I seem to hit the ball best. Post comments down below. M1, R15. I think if you've got R15 already and you're hitting it well, there's no need to change. If you're not enjoying your driving and you want to give M1 a go, it's definitely worth a go to see if it gives you the confidence it gave me when I looked down at it. Post comments down below as always. Subscribe to the channel if you don't. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always and see you soon.